He's not supposed to be on the court. He's not supposed to be on the court.
Giannis talked to him. Forget all that.
No, he was on the court.
So what?
You think he said something? He probably know who his dad is.
Stop it. Giannis said something to him.
No, because he's on the court in his face.
So what? Everybody on the court.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot do that.
Giannis said something to him.
I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for his son, and I'm happy that he's happy for his son. That's how you're supposed to feel. But coming to me and disrespecting me and cursing at me, I think is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Okay? And it's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not. Some days it's your turn, some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win.
Giannis let it fly. No filter, no sugarcoating. He went off on national TV, calling out Shaquille O'Neal and Tyrese Haliburton's father after one of the wildest fan-parent stunts we've seen in years. And instead of calling it out for what it clearly was, Shaq tried to defend the madness like it was just another day at the office. This entire situation started with a towel, a gut-wrenching playoff loss, and a grown man storming the court like he was checking into play. But Giannis? He said what everyone else in the league was too afraid to admit. Tyrese's dad crossed a serious line. And Shaq defending it? That wasn't just sad, it was flat-out embarrassing. Let's break down this mess and why Giannis had to make it crystal clear. You're not going to spin the story and paint me as the villain.
Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized he was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think, is a great competitor. He was his dad, sorry. Coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This is the F we do. This. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful. You know.
Here's how it went down. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Battle. Pacers edge out the Bucks 119-118. Just 1.3 seconds left on the clock. The arena is buzzing. Emotions are at a peak. Players are high-fiving, coaches are yelling, it's pure chaos. And then, out of nowhere, Haliburton, Tyrese's father, storms the court like he's subbing into the game. No security stops him. Nothing. He walks straight up to Giannis with a towel in his hand and shoves it in his face. And not just any towel, it has his son's face printed on it, like some sort of victory flag. Giannis, already standing there with his hands on his hips, devastated after the loss, gets ambushed. At first, he thought it was just some wild fan. He even admitted it himself. At that moment, I thought he was a fan. But then he realized it was Tyrese's dad, who walked up saying, "This is what we do. This is what we ******ing do." That was no joke, that was a straight-up violation. It wasn't playful, it was blatant disrespect. Giannis didn't spill every detail, but he made one thing clear: if he told the whole truth, the league would be forced to step in.
I'm not the guy that points fingers, because in my neighborhood, snitches get stitches. So I don't want to say something, for him to say, to get fined or anything. But it's not respectful. I talked with him at the...
I don't want to drop all the details. I don't want to be a snitch. I come from the hood. If I open my mouth on what really happened, that line alone says way more than his letting on. It sounded like things almost escalated into something that could have led to lawsuits, legal issues, maybe even league-wide penalties. Giannis kept it classy, but you could tell this ran deeper than some towel stunt. And then it got even messier. While fans and players were criticizing Haliburton for acting like a spotlight-hungry superfan, Shaq hopped on inside the NBA and brushed it off like it was normal. He said, "JJ always be on the court." Then he doubled down, called Giannis soft for being upset. Said it was stupid to care about a dad being hyped. Fans weren't having it. They torched Shaq online. And get this, even Tyrese didn't defend his dad. He kept it honest and said, "I don't think my pops was in the right at all there."
I don't care. He's always on the court.
He should not be on the court talking to other players.
Bro, Giannis said something to him. He didn't say
came up
nothing
to
to Giannis. No, he did not.
No, that's not true. He couldn't have said
walking in
anything
the line
to
behind
him.
his son.
What do you mean walking in the line behind his son? He shouldn't be on the court. He didn't play in the game.
Always on the court.
No, he should.
Real talk, that's how men handle it. Respect to Tyrese for telling the truth. No excuses. No protecting bad behavior. Just honesty. The Pacers didn't play around either. They had a meeting, and now John Haliburton is banned from all home and away games, indefinitely. And he agreed to it. That's right, banned from watching his son live. The organization made the call, and it was final. He took the L. But here's the part that only the deep dive fans noticed. The whole thing might have been even uglier than it looked. Some viewers swear that Tyrese's mom actually smacked Giannis during the chaos. Yeah, for real. Go back and watch the footage. There's an angle where a woman, standing right behind John, makes a quick motion, and that swing? Doesn't look innocent. People online are saying she low-key slapped Giannis. Intentional or not, who knows? But let's be real, if that was any other player's mom, the headlines would be screaming, "Player's family attacks Giannis." And still, even after all that, Giannis gave John a thumbs up as he walked off. That's real poise. Real restraint. Especially after being disrespected after a heartbreaking playoff loss.
I think it's the emotions of the game just got excited there. But I talked with him. I'll talk with Giannis eventually about it. Just, I don't think that my pops was in the right at all there. And unfortunate, what happened in the end there.
But it didn't stop there, not even close. Shaq doubled down. He stood his ground like he was ready to go down swinging. The next night on Inside the NBA, Ernie tried to toss him a lifeline. Tried to let him explain why he was defending John Haliburton storming the court. But Shaq? He got louder. More defensive. He cut off the conversation and went full stubborn mode. Chuck and Kenny tried to bring him back to reality, but Shaq steamrolled them, just like he always does when he knows he's wrong but refuses to admit it. Even Ernie's face said it all. Dude looked uncomfortable. Like, is Shaq really defending a court crasher right now?
But I think we had a conversation, and I think he just needs to just allow me to just play basketball, stay over there. I'll come to him to celebrate.
And the internet? It exploded. One fan posted, "Not even sure what point Shaq's trying to make." Everyone agrees Haliburton's dad was wrong. So what exactly is he defending? Another added, "Shaq's ego too big. He's not defending the dad, he's just trying to flex on Giannis for showing emotion." And the coldest one? Shaq, loud and wrong as usual. If Giannis had kicked Haliburton's dad, what then? He's a fan. Shouldn't have even been on the floor. Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, every platform lit up with fans dragging Shaq. Some even brought up Shaq's old stories about punching 5 dudes on 6 different teams. Meanwhile, Giannis stayed cool. No Twitter rants. No cryptic podcasts. No sneak disses. He waited, then responded in a way that spoke volumes. Because just because someone is humble doesn't mean they're going to stay quiet forever. Now fans are connecting the dots. Some say Giannis was sending a clear message: you don't run this league anymore. Stop backing nonsense. Remember when Shaq once said Giannis was already better than he ever was at 24? Fans never let him forget it. Now Giannis is an MVP, a finals MVP, and still one of the cleanest reputations in the league. Shaq's looking a little salty watching the new era shine without his stamp of approval.
He's not supposed to be on the court.
It don't
He's
matter.
not supposed to be on the court.
Giannis talked to him. Forget all that.
No, he was on the court.
So what?
You think he said something? He probably know who his dad is.
Stop it. Giannis said something.
No, because he's on the court in his face.
So what? Everybody on the court.
You can't do that.
So
you think his dad was correct? No, his dad was 100% wrong.
Giannis is wrong? Bro, Giannis said something to him.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he not.
Look, right there.
No, his dad
Giannis
is coming up to him. What
Giannis
is his dad doing on the court? His dad is not supposed to be on the court. You can yell as much as you want to. He's an idiot. If you think that's why you're an idiot.
One fan on X put it best: Shaq needs help. That take was so off, it's obvious he's jealous of Giannis. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Giannis has had to hold his tongue for the sake of peace. But looking back, it's clear now. He's been biting it for years. Let's be honest, Giannis has always been one of the most respectful players in the league. No drama. No social media clapbacks. No chasing headlines. But now? He's done staying quiet when the line is crossed. What John Haliburton did, that wasn't a regular hyped-up fan moment. That was personal. Let's rewind real quick. 2021, Giannis drops 50 in a closeout finals game. Wins the title. And what's the first thing analysts say? He got lucky. It was a fluke. KD's shoe was too big. They really tried to downplay a finals MVP performance like it was an accident. Even after one of the most dominant nights in NBA history, folks still doubted him. Like he didn't earn every single bucket. Now fast forward, Giannis drops that raw line, "I come from the hood. I don't want to be a snitch." That hit differently. That wasn't PR Giannis. That was the real one. The kid who sold watches on the street in Athens just to help his family eat. Who slept shoulder to shoulder with his brothers in a tiny one-room apartment. Who had to share sneakers with Thanasis because they couldn't afford another pair. Before the NBA, before the spotlight, Giannis lived it all.